Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Feel I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us.
What's going on, you guys? I know that it's been a minute, but welcome back to another episode of Anything and Everything with D, the podcast where anything goes. And I have some dope ass guests with me in the building today. I have three amazing and talented young men, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. I think we're going to start with Renzo. Renzo,
How you doing today? I don't know. Where should I start? Just who I am?
Yeah, just like what do you do and who you are would be my name.
Okay, D Renzo. That's me. I'm a recording artist, songwriter, producer, photographer, day trader, just an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur.
Heard the vibes. All right, Matt, we have a recurring guest, Matt Thomas.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. You guys already know everything about me. But if you don't, and you're new here, you know, you should be at what, like a million downloads right now. My name is Matt Thomas, professional basketball player, college graduate, YouTuber, clothing designer, CEO of a cosmetic line. You know, just yeah. But I can just go on for days.
All right, and then we have
Baby TV.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber, a model. That's pretty much it.
Alright, so basically, I think I just want to start this off with like the craziness that we're living in right now. And how do you guys feel about like this time that niggas got condoms on the mics? Like, how do you guys feel about like life now? Anybody take the floor?
So how should we do this? Should we gonna raise hands?
Nah, just talk. Niggas just gonna talk shit. Nah, talk.
Yeah, I think it should be regular. I'm sorry. I think well, with these condoms on, I might. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I'm not comfortable at all. You know, like I hate wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that I have to walk outside and I feel like Batman. Like, oh my God, I left my mask. You know what I mean? I left my mask. You know, so I hate that. Overall, this is just a different lifestyle. I'm just kind of waiting for it to get back to normal. You know, I gained the quarantine 15, so I'm not really.
Tell me,
I gained like 20 pounds.
Yo, I swear.
Now you don't look like it. I've definitely gained weight.
It's going to my gut, my stomach.
Yeah,
I gotta lose that.
My weight just went on to my thighs.
That was
The
good.
jeans do look a little bit tighter.
I know.
Nah, it is tight
though.
though.
On the block and we looking at this nigga and man was like, yo, his pants are kind of tight. I'm like, for real?
Nah, they are tight.
Nah, but it doesn't look bad. I don't know. I just feel like this is frustrating for me. I feel like it's frustrating because everything that we have taken for granted, the simple things that we used to do, going shopping in the store or just everything is like my kids can't even go to school. I'm starting school. I can't physically go to school.
It's crazy.
And it's just the normalcy is gone, and I don't think that there will ever be like, I don't know, like what does that look like anymore?
I think it's cap.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, don't get me wrong. Like I think this COVID joint is cap, bro.
Big facts.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like.
Let's talk about it.
I feel like it's cap. I really don't feel like it's to the severity of what people are saying. Like obviously it might be something. Obviously it might actually be a sickness and stuff like that. But to the severity of, you know, people die every day.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
People die every day. Like there's a pandemic going on. Like, oh my God, it's killed 130,000 people. Cigarettes is out here giving people cancer. They're dying at a massive rate, and they're still selling cigarettes. But they want to shut the world down over COVID. Come on, everything is so backtracked. It doesn't even make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like how can you act like you really care about the health and really care about what's going on, but then produce and put out mass things that kill people? Like,
GMO.
you know what I mean?
No, that's a
Pesticides.
First of all, I had a brolic ass tomato the other day. I'm not even lying. And I cut it open and like everybody knows what a tomato's supposed to look like on the inside. How it has like this shit was deformed on the inside, and I was that's pesticide. We eat that stuff like. Yeah. Anyway, so another thing that I want to talk to you guys about. You guys are obviously young black men, and you know everything that has happened with the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, how has that impacted each of you? And your daily lives and how you are going to continue to move forward in life with everything that has transpired.
Personally, you know, even before, like prior to this whole outbreak, you know what I'm saying, I've always been like a very involved person in just my evolution as a person, but also the human race. So not even just black, not just white, but at the end of the day, I'm a black man. I wake up black, you know what I'm saying, go to sleep black. So, you know, when everything did, you know, come about, and then there was the riots or the whatever you want to call it, the protests, you know what I'm saying, the peaceful protests, because I've been there, you know what I'm saying, I was in the field. The first one I went to was one up in Harlem by 125th over by the Apollo, and it was just, I felt, you know what I'm saying, like it touched my soul, like it really empowered me. I felt, you know, our unity. I felt what it was like to really be a part of the culture, not just being black, but actually being black amongst black people during a time where we are needed, you know what I'm saying, not when it's all the BET awards, like, you know what I'm saying, those, you know what I'm saying, like, so just being there, it just really showed me that, alright, so this is my role I have to put on for my people, which was always the role of, you know what I'm saying, D. Renzo as an artist, just trying to put on for my family. Now it's like, it's global, you know what I'm saying, but how it affected me physically, like, you know, once I got a taste of it, I was like, I like this, you know, it feels righteous. So I kept going to them, After my third one, I lost my voice, and I'm an artist, mind you. I don't have my voice, what? Like, I can't even, so it's just like, I couldn't really make songs how I wanted to, like, I couldn't really speak to people, like, it really affected me outside of being there and having to, you know, scream my lungs out already. It's like, now when I do have to say more, or do more in other aspects of my life, the fact that I gave so much, it took a lot from me too, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I can relate it, like, oh man, like, it's a real physical oppression now on my vocals because of how much I had to, you know, emit the energy and explain it, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's how I felt.
Yeah, how about you guys?
What about you, babe?
Because I know you guys wrote together.
Yeah,
You guys have both been to, I was so
that was
worried.
the last one you was saying.
Yeah, nah, but it's crazy, honestly, like, that cops are, like, really killing our people and not going to jail for it. It's just, like, frustrating, because, like, you see on the news every day that one of us is getting killed, a brother or sister, whoever, and to a point, it's like, you gotta start watching out for yourself when you see, like, when you're driving or you walking, you always gotta be on alert, just in case a cop do try something on you,
That's scary. I can't
plant something on your car or on your person.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I can't imagine living my, obviously I'm not a black woman, I have 2 black children, but just even for the young black men, like all of you guys, I care about all you guys. The fact that I would even have to worry about something happening to anybody that I care about because of the mentality and the mindset of some people, it's just heartbreaking.
Nah, yeah, it's crazy. Like for me personally, like I'm big. You know, I'm muscular, so when I walk past Kanye, you know, like when I walk past certain police officers, they're scrawny to me. You know what I mean? And I know that if we was to get into like a physical bout, they're not gonna, you know, tussle back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So the thing about it is, it sucks. It sucks. Like, you know, I don't understand why people in the NYPD are police officers. You know, out here, if you're not from New York State. I don't understand why you from Minnesota, but you are NYPD. I feel like if you are from Minnesota and stuff like that, you should be affiliated and work in your own neighborhood. Looking at everything that's going on with the social injustice to the murders and things of that nature is very unsettling. It's very unsettling and it's very uncomfortable that when I walk past a police officer, I make sure that I keep my hands still.
Yeah,
or like I take my hood off so they can see my face, so I can be like, you know, I mean no threat to you.
Yeah.
So the people that's supposed to protect us is the same ones that's killing us.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, and you know, and everybody throws out that other narrative that black on black murder and stuff like that, which I want to like defuse that whole thing, because you can't say black on black crime, because you never hear Asian on Asian crime, white on white crime, Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican crime. Like, come on, like, you know what I mean?
And at the end of the day, let's be really honest about what that even is. when people kill of their kind, to me, that's after years of being oppressed, people living in low income, people living in the projects. That's just a lifestyle that people and minorities live. And unfortunately, as a result and a byproduct of that lifestyle, we kill each other.
Yeah.
So that's human on human crime, nigga. They're killing everybody.
It's a byproduct of institutional racism.
Exactly.
And basically their tactics, you know, that it was divide and conquer from the beginning. You know, it was take some, make them go against it, let's work for us. You know what I'm saying? All the things they implemented in the ghettos, all the things even the redlining, like we couldn't get certain homes or public assistance as, you know what I'm saying, the people that aren't of color. It was just like, it was kind of, everything was set up literally to destroy
Yeah, it was
us.
just sad. I cried. I was very heartbroken. Like, you know, even for my kids, to try to explain to them, like, the things that are going on in the world. And it just makes me realize that I have to work that much harder. Not only as a mother, but just as an individual to be better. And because I feel like, for all of us sitting in this room, I feel like it is our responsibility to educate other people. I feel like if we want to make a difference, and if we consider ourselves of that stature, and we don't do things only for us but for others, I feel like we are responsible for educating others and helping them become better people.
Definitely.
So watching all of these things, and it's like, you know, everything came to a head, and it just made me so sad and frustrated that why did this even have to happen? Like, why did it have to get to this point for there to be such a movement? You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because it's like, it's just crazy because like one thing I always say is I feel like white silence is violence. I feel like if you're a person that's, you know, Caucasian, white, whatever, and you do know that this is wrong, you don't speak up for it. Basically, you're abiding by what's going on. You know, and I feel and everything that's going on now, as far as, you know, what happened with George Floyd, has happened prior to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that it's being recorded, and social media is just such a big, powerful weapon now.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? So now it's just like you're seeing it more consistently. But the thing about it is that people are getting murdered. I mean, like, literally murdered.
Daylight.
And cops are going on leave.
And it's being recorded.
You know what I mean? Like, it's being. I wonder if black cops were killing white people like this, how long would it take for things to be? You know what I mean? Like,
it would take the same day.
Yeah, not like hours. It wouldn't even. That's not even. What are we talking about? Because we already know.
But has it ever even happened? Like, it's never happened,
Nah.
right?
Of course.
The fact that it has never happened is just like, look at it. Look at the ratio. Look at the difference. It's like, why, though? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why is action barely being taken or nothing happening at all? It's just crazy.
I think the most important thing is like we cannot control what others do, but we can control what we do. So if we see all this injustice, why is nothing, like we have, you know, like the authorities, like you could do something about it. Why is it taking so long for it?
well, they kind of crippled the African American male mind prior to this. You know what I mean? A lot of African American males don't believe that they can stand up for something and actually be better. You know what I mean? Like a person like Renzo, me, you know, Fade or something like that is kind of like a dime, 100 maybe. You know what I mean? Because people don't think that they can make it above. So it's like you're already attacking the fact that you might grow up in a single parent household. Then you're growing up in a pack of living in the ghetto. Then you don't have the benefits and stuff like that. Like you have to really focus and fight and all of this, and you have to get past that and that. And it's just like, you know, you're already struggling. You know, but people don't look at it like that. They're like, oh, we all have the same opportunities. Don't worry about it. Like you know. And I feel like that gives us that extra chip. You know what I mean? If I walk into a room, like I feel like I'm a grab the attention because I deserve the attention. You know what I mean? Like I went through trials and tribulations to get to this point, and somebody gonna hear my testimony. You know what I mean? Somebody gonna hear my testimony. Yeah, so that's what I be thinking.
It's important. That's why I said I kept telling Matt. I was like, I want this podcast or whatever the direction of the conversation is just to be about, you know, men, black men, mental health. Like you guys, I mean, just in general, I feel like men, especially black men, are never raised with the ideology that it's okay to talk about how you feel and be who you really are and everything that you just mentioned, and that shit is whack because that's like extra that you have to carry as a black man. And like I don't even know how you guys
When you say black man, right, who do you incorporate in that bracket?
What do you mean? Like as in like race? Any man of color.
Okay, because I know a couple, you know, some Boricuas that's just as black as I am. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me be honest about this statement. There are men who are Spanish who are black. like black, darker than probably Fabian.
Yeah.
If it is not made known that they are Hispanic, they will be treated like a black man.
Exactly.
Now, if there are Hispanic men that are darker, but people know and they bust out speaking Spanish, he won't get treated probably as bad as they would treat a black man. And I'm very honest, and I have no illusions about they will get treated differently, but probably not as much, or than. But
I've seen both sides of it. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, it
I have
is
a very
both sides.
diverse group of friends, and it's just like when I get in the same amount of trouble as they do, they get in the same amount of trouble as I do. Like, except for one instance, I'm not even gonna lie. My friend, he had like, we hopped the train or whatever, some little kid stuff, and then we got stopped by undercovers. You know what I'm saying? And then he had a PBA card. He was Bengali, and I don't know if that really made a difference, but he had the PBA card too. It's like basically the get out of jail free card. So he had it, and we did the same thing. They let him go. He's like, no, we taking you. Took me down to Broadway Junction, had me in the booking, bro. I'm just like, wow, like, it's crazy, but
Should have through the race.
and he was just as brown as I am, so I guess there's the difference, but it's also like your access, you know what I'm saying? We have to do our job to gain access, so we gotta work as hard as we can, get as much knowledge and spread it as much as we can, just like the same thing with the outbreak, just keep
That's
spreading,
why
keep
I
spreading.
said you have to educate. And I know that was a big rift also with the Spanish community, the black community. And it's like what you said earlier, I consider us of the human race. I don't think we're all human. And I think that a lot of us face different struggles, some obviously more so than others. But I feel like it's everybody's duty and responsibility just to educate.
Nigga, if you Puerto Rican or Dominican, you are black. Period.
Don't tell me
Period,
that.
nigga.
First of all, why was that even such a
Yeah, I don't even know what that's
Why?
about. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Because so there's two sides to that. I know that. I don't even have to get into that conversation. So there was anger on the part of the black community, like, well, Spanish people are not black, and then there was the opposite, like, well, we are black, and then
But that's
like,
what I mean about
or we're not.
That's
ignorance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the ignorance.
that
I
is
mean,
ignorance.
because the thing about it is like
And that was like a big fucking issue.
like a lot of people don't know about the lynch letter. A lot of people don't know about the lynch letter, right? So the lynch letter is basically
What's
like
that?
first of all, the whole lynching thing that is like
Yeah.
black people being hung, right? The lynch letter was basically saying that the guy was like, we're not going to be able to keep black people, chained up and stuff like that. So the way that we chained them up is chained them up mentally. What you do is you put the tall blacks against the short blacks. You put the skinny blacks against the fat blacks. You put the darker blacks against the light skinned blacks. You train this mindset, and then you pull the males from the home of the women, so women would start growing up to be independent and not need a man, and then a man wouldn't know how to raise a family. You do that for so long, then it becomes generational. So this is generational curses. So this has been going on for years and years and years, and people are not seeing it from that perspective. They don't realize when I say, oh, well, my skin is darker than you, I'm better than you. Team dark skin, team brown skin. That's the argument, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that's the arguments that we're having, and we don't even know that it's constructed from years and years ago.
Divide and conquer.
You know what I mean? So this is still slavery kind of going on in our minds that people don't want to open their minds to. They're like, yo, I don't want to hear that black power conversation. I don't want to hear that. It's about getting me money. Am I scamming? Am I doing this? It's like, you know what I mean? Like they don't want to hear that. So that's why the conversation is different. You know what I mean? So I can sit in a room full of 10 gangsters and have the same conversation, and then I can sit in a room of 10 businessmen and change my whole aura and be like, yo, listen, I'm on that playing field too.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you have a full deck of cards, and I feel like people nowadays don't have that deck of cards, and I feel like it changes and it varies, and it's very, very frustrating. It's very frustrating.
It is frustrating. It is frustrating, and you know what I had to stop? I had to stop myself from engaging in certain conversations because people are so ignorant sometimes, and I'm understanding of that. So let me just talk about that.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to be understanding of another person's ignorance. It's like, I understand that you're ignorant and you may not ever understand where I'm coming from. And instead of me frustrating myself, sometimes I just feel like you gotta walk away because some people just are not ready to have those conversations, or they're not of that mindset or mentality to even have those conversations. And that's so,
I'm big petty though.
Me too.
I'm big petty. Like I want you to feel how dumb you sound. You know what I mean? If you say something, like I want you to feel it. I want you to be like, I want you to feel it. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna talk to me about something. You're not gonna talk to me about something and not be able to back it up, brother. Especially when it comes to me being a black man. like think about it. I don't have anybody that I really talk to besides my YouTube. You know what I mean? Like my YouTube community, I'm able to express myself to them because they're not responding back. But if I didn't have that outlet, like prior to this, my mental health was shot because I was being pulled in all different directions, you know, from me trying to, you know, do the pro thing to me trying to figure out, you know, who's the female that I want to be in my life, you know, to me trying to figure out, like, you know, I'm juggling joints, I'm juggling ball, I'm trying to get money, I was doing so much and I never had the time and opportunity to sit down and be like, yo, this is your mindset, this is what you're going through, you know, who do you talk to? You know, we have that tension in our head for so long, and it's just like, and then think about it, not even just that. Then we go out to the world, and the world we have to fight the world. So it's like
we always fight.
We always fight.
We're tired by the time we like.
I think that's something that I wish more women would take into consideration when dealing with men, because women always expect and want so much from a man, not understanding what he goes through, like everything we've had these conversations.
Yeah, that entitlement.
And I feel like, damn, they fucking up, like they're giving us a bad name. And that to me, some of it's ignorance, but a lot of it is how women were raised to always be like, oh, you're the prize and this and this. But the man is the prize too. Like he has a lot to offer you than just providing for you whatever materialistically, or you know, like you guys go through so much, and I feel like
What's the word?
Women were more conscious of that.
Stigma?
There is a stigma.
It's a stigma. And it's just like, we have to rebrand. Who said this? It might have been Nick Cannon or Professor. Somebody said we have to rebrand the black man because all they see is a thug or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just a negative connotation. They never see the Mats, they never see the Fabians, they never see the Renzos, they just see whoever he is.
Y'all
like all we doing is we apply pressure for the whole, like, for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like, so how is it being content creators for you guys now? Like, everybody at the table creates a form of content. Artists, YouTube, you do way more than just YouTube, like, you do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, in this time, how do you guys feel like what does that look like, being a content creator now?
Well, one thing I try not to do is I try not to follow the trends. You know what I mean? Like I try not to jump on a bandwagon. Like when I first started doing YouTube, I'm like, okay, let me do some funny shit. Somebody just to jump on it, like, oh my god, he's so cool. But I think it's about me building my own brand, my own narrative. Like people already see me with the blonde hair, they're like, okay, you know, he's extra.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You know, that's automatically it's the old Delta. You know what I mean? But I'm building my own brand off of what I think I am as a man and what I want a black man to be in my own image, because I didn't have that image. So I'm building up what I conjured up over the course of years, and I'm like, I want to be this man for my kids, for my wife, for myself. I want to be my superhero for who I needed when I was younger. You know, and I think when me doing the YouTube and stuff like that, I want people to understand that it's okay to struggle and go through your hardships. A lot of people that put out content always put out positive stuff. You know what I mean? As far as like, they're always making every shot. They're always doing everything positive. I want people to see me failing. I want people to see me missing shots, missing games, messing up. You know, I want that because I'm human. You know, I feel like I want people to understand that experience. I feel like me being a content creator right now, I'm trying to change the narrative of stop trending and be real. I feel like in the next couple of years, people are gonna respect more people that are putting out real things rather than fake things.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like when you say like,
He had it was right there.
He had it. Just to be real, not follow the trends. It's like I can relate that to my content as well, because when it comes to like producing and when it comes to just, you know, being an artist, you know, just the recording aspect of everything, it's like everybody wants to sound like the Young Thugs, the Travis Scotts, the Pop Smoke. Everybody wants to sound like somebody else because it's okay to idolize someone, but don't copy them, you know what I'm saying? Try to start your own thing, and of course you gotta imitate before you can be able to replicate your own, you know, formula. So with me though, I've always been that type of, I don't want to listen to nobody. I'm listening to myself all day. You guys Fabian in the car, always with my music, because if I'm producing it and then I'm writing the lyrics and I'm singing the lyrics myself and I'm listening to myself, it's like I can only duplicate and better myself, you know what I'm saying, instead of taking someone else's sound. You know what I'm saying? So always just stick. It's like you driving. If you focus on somebody else's car, you in your own lane. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused on you. You can bounce out everything and develop and start something your own. Someone want to copy you. Like,
I got a question for you then. Cause, so basically, you said you produce, you write, and so you pushing everything forward, right? So with me, I do this. I'm the CEO of everything that I do, right? So I have to look at everything from different mentalities. So when you're producing it, right, and you're pushing it forward, are you looking at it at different mindsets? Like, are you like, as a producer, you like, yo, that's not cutting it, and then you telling yourself as a writer, like, okay, I need to do better. And are you doing that to yourself?
Bro, it's like, it's really a battle in my head. I feel like it's like 10 meetings.
Yeah.
The other one, like, yeah, chip. You can't say that because you're going to put it on the merch. Like, it's like, yo,
Okay.
you be thinking, like, so many different ways.
Okay, copy. I really thought I was the only person in the world that did that.
Nah, I did that too with my channel.
Oh, your boys are mad.
What about you, Fabian? Like, how who did that? What about you, Fabian? Like, how is it creating content for you now?
When I make videos, I try to like make like four in one day, something like that. I try to stand out usually, cause like a lot of YouTubers try to follow each other, and like nah. If you see my videos, I'm either wearing a bonnet.
You are wearing a bonnet.
I'm always wearing a bonnet because I'm trying to stand out. That's me. That's my look.
For the bonnet.
Yeah, fact.
Nah, you definitely-
Real men with bonnets.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, you feel me?
You feel me?
You heard me?
Nah, but that's like when I make my videos, I want people to be like, oh wow, he's different. He's big different.
Fabian TV.
But like a lot of YouTubers just biting off each other. It's okay, but like be your own person.
Or always be your own person.
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes nowadays because people don't know how to be their own person because society is telling them not to be. You know what I mean? So like how you were saying, like women were raised from being taught to be princesses. I agree, but then I don't agree because some women were, but most women are now raised through social media. They're taught. They see the Aries and then the strippers and stuff like that that's getting all this stuff, and they're like, oh my God, you know, I'm not doing nothing unless, you know. You know what I mean? Like people are seeing that and they're like, well, I don't have to put in work. I don't have to learn my man. I don't have to learn how to build him and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No.
You know, that's a problem. That's problematic.
That's the problem. That's just the problem. People are so impressionable. People, like, even as far as, I had this conversation with Matthew that I try not to follow certain things on social media because whether or not, like, we're sitting there looking at it, if we see things often enough, that shit, like, sits and lingers in your mind.
Yeah.
And I just try not to expose myself to certain things or to negativity because it affects us all in very different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you know, it's frustrating for me as a woman, as a mom. Like, I'm fighting against so many other things as well as, like, my job as a mother. And knowing that we are growing up in a society such as the one that we're living in, it's like, fuck. Like, how the hell do I shelter and protect and educate against all these things? And like I said, the way I was raised is not who I am now. Like, I had to do a lot of work on myself to become the woman that I am, especially mentally, and I can honestly say that Matthew has helped me a lot with that. I've learned a lot.
Self-love is key.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about myself, and just, you know, a lot of other things as well. But it's hard, like, and to, you know, just to know that so many people struggle with that, and to know that so many people care about things that are so insignificant. Like, people care about shit that, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but it's the subconscious sometimes. Sometimes you're taught to care about other people's opinions because that's just what it is. It started from a young age. Like, oh my God, I want to go school shopping, so when I go to school, everybody thinks I'm nice. And that just trickles over. Oh my God, Easter's coming. Let me get the proper church outfit. Like, there's so much that you don't realize that we're breaking this into our heads, and then it just happens. It just happens.
I don't care about people's opinion, honestly. They could say whatever they want, but I know who I am as a person and as a man.
So that shit, baby.
I thought you were going to say they could say. I was going to say something wicked, but I was like, yo, don't talk to the condom like that.
Yeah, so what do you guys feel like, as men, like, what do you guys feel like is missing in your life right now, or what do you guys feel like you're working toward, or what are some things that you want?
Male friends. No, I mean, you guys are further from me, but I mean, as far as male friends with the same type of mindset that I have at a consistent rate, like, you know what I mean? If I could have a house or an apartment complex where I'm in a crib with 3 to 4 men that are thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, like, they like, yo, listen, yo, Matt, yo, what you about to do? You about to work on your YouTube videos? I copy. I'm over here, I'm writing my music. I copy. Yo, I'm over here, I'm doing my, you know what I mean? And we're all always working. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be focused on anything else. Now, if I'm in a crib with 5 guys that's talking about, yo, when we gonna link these joints and trying to smash something, all we gonna be talking about is killing joints. You know, and I feel like I'm my worst critic and I'm my biggest motivator. So being that, it's just like sometimes I defeat myself. I'm like
to what me and Matthew were talking about topics and this fucking went, and he wanted to talk about why women don't accept responsibility like Jada and that entanglement.
They be running.
Just basically, men in relationships. Because let me not even cap. I was about to say it's not just women who don't accept responsibility, but we're not talking about women.
It's humans.
I mean, we are talking about women.
No, you're right. I mean, men don't do it. I didn't do it until maybe like a year ago, to be honest.
Accept accountability.
Yeah, for real. I used to be like, why? It's the reason why I did this because you did this. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But what you want to touch on? What, Jada joint or just?
No, I think we could just talk about you guys and your feelings about women and relationships, like.
I feel like if you want me to be really honest, really honest, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. In the course of time over the females that I've dated over my life, and I've dealt with it, I think a lot of women do not look to learn their man, to learn their man's past, and to help them be better towards the future. When a woman comes to a situation, her first things are, how can this man benefit me financially? If I do not have money in my pocket, 9 times she's not talking to me. She's not talking to me, or she's not sticking around. I could kill. I could kill. That's cool. But she probably won't stick around if I don't have no money in my pockets. And I feel like that's the different narrative. Because a man could take in a broke woman and help her get to that status. A woman would not take in a broke man and help build him. So that right there is, y'all chicks, me bugging.
Big facts.
That's just real.
Big facts.
What you think, Phil?
I agree with Matt though.
Why?
That's the truth though.
It is the truth, and that's what bothers me about women.
But why do you think it's true?
Why do you think?
This nigga right there was like,
Do tell.
you tell me.
Tell your story, man.
Yeah,
I have to take my headphones off. I'm sorry, y'all. My ears, I just.
You got it. Yeah, what's your story?
What you talking about, Rizzo?
Twitter fingers. We got Twitter fingers in the morning. We're not gonna talk. We're not even gonna talk. We're not gonna talk. You heard me?
Facts. Just that what we finna do. You heard me?
Baby, wow, I was like, yo.
I mean, I think what you said is true, and I think that's why I said that I get frustrated. Just because as a woman, do you know how many times I have tried to have that conversation with other females and be like, it's not all about you though, like, it's not all about you, you have to also take, and some women just are like, no, like, it's about me.
Selfish.
No, that's where you're wrong, like, you're not being selfless. You have to be selfless, not only, I feel like when you're a selfless person, you have to be selfless in every aspect of your life in order to truly live and stand in your truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some people are just not there yet, and
They are.
And as far as that's why I feel like you have to sometimes educate and help people get there and have those conversations with them. This is why I have a podcast. It's not just a platform for me. It's a platform for you guys as well, because I like to have conversations and I want to know how other people feel.
But it's some little niggas too though. The little niggas make it hard for us, because them girls you talking about,
yeah,
it's the little niggas before that was bigging their head up, making them think they all dollars, and then you run into a king, and it's like, that's not gonna happen over here. That's not gonna fly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, not today.
We big petty over here.
Like not today. And I think that's the thing, like, because I've came across situations where I was talking to girls and they were like, well, this is what I'm used to. Well, I'm a grown man, so this is what you're doing. This is what I'm doing.
That's what I was telling my little brother too. I was like, you can't make the unhealthy things normal. Like, America has this whole thing of normalizing unhealthy things.
Absolutely.
No violence, you know what I'm saying? Murder, like, why every time relating back to the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's just like, and what you were saying about how content, you know what I'm saying, when you see it, it affects you. It's like, I've seen like several videos of black men either getting arrested and abused or just straight up killed. Right there, boom, on camera. And it's just like, millions of views.
Normal, yeah.
Thousands of likes. Like what? What are we liking? What are we?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy and it's so normal now. It's like I don't even feel it no more. Like I remember the first time I seen that, I was like, oh, I was torn up like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. My mom was like, you okay? I was like, nah, I didn't even know the guy. Now it's like I don't feel nothing towards it no more. It's like, wow, that's crazy. I'm used to it now.
The crazy thing is that
horrible.
where I'm at right now is, honestly, you wanna know where I'm at? I said this to D and my mom the other day. I got to argue with my mom actually about this. I said if a cop stops me and I'm abiding by everything he says and he punches me in my face, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna knock him out. No, I'm not gonna snuff him. I'm gonna knock him out. And I know my mom. She's like, but you're gonna die. I said, but Ma, I can still die. You know what I mean? Like it sucks to suck, but it's like, Ma, I can listen to everything and I can die.
Still die.
I can fight and still die. You know what I mean? And it sucks. But people come like, yo, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But do you know white people's are not walking out their crib talking to their children like, hey, this is how you interact with police officers. I have to talk to my brother and talk to myself. I have to give myself a conversation like, yo, when you leave today, if you come across a police officer, make sure this is not what you're gonna do, man. And it sucks because I look threatening. You know what I mean? Like I just look threatening. I look like a challenge, and people don't want to test that. And it sucks that I have to have that conversation with my mom. You know what I mean? Like, hey, mom, I'm going out today. Oh, you know, make sure you stay out of trouble. Yeah, if a police officer hit me, you know, it's like that's just the conversation we're gonna have. And it's like, Ma, would you rather me ask? And I had to ask her. And this is a tough question to ask a mother. It's like, would you rather me die laying on my back doing nothing, or standing there, or die fighting for something? It sucks, but that's a real question you have to ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like she explained to me that when I was younger, she never let me say hi to police officers. I never understood why.